Alongside Toronto Blue Jays reporter Keegan Matheson of MLB.com. Keegan, you think back to March 27th, the home opener here in Toronto, and not very much was expected of this Blue Jays team. Fast forward to tonight, Halloween, and it is Game 6 of the World Series. And Keegan, I feel like there's going to be a hard stop on trick-or-treating across the nation. It's like as soon as the anthems start, the porch lights go off, and it's time to watch the Blue Jays in the World Series. Can you put into perspective what a win tonight would mean for both the city and for the country?
Amazing to even be thinking of this because I did not think we would. I won't pretend that any of us saw this coming in Toronto. Not only would this be a massive moment for the Blue Jays franchise and completely change their standing in Major League Baseball, I think of what this would do for baseball in Canada. There's going to be a lot of kids that now grow up playing baseball along with hockey, along with everything else. And I would bet that 12, 14, 15 years from now, we start to see a surge of Canadian kids drafted into the majors. That's how this will work. We'll be seeing the impact for a long time.
Just as we did when the Raptors won, just as we did when the Canadian women won at the Olympics, a lot of young girls playing soccer after that. There will be repercussions and ripples if they can pull this off. George Springer is back in the lineup. His status has been unclear since Game 3 when he had that right side discomfort. It's great to see Springer back in the lineup. Is it unfair to expect some more World Series heroics from the 2017 MVP, considering that Schneider refers to him as being held together by duct tape at this stage of the game?
Yeah, we might see some magic. Adrenaline is a magic thing, and I think that George Springer can get a few more of those big swings off. We'll see. I think you're also going to see him grimacing and grabbing at that a few more times. But the Blue Jays right now are confident that this is not something that'll get worse. It's not a minor tear that could grow into a big tear and get scary. It's just a matter of pain tolerance, and they trust George Springer to tolerate this. We'll see how much he has, but 70% of George Springer beats the alternative, especially with that experience.
Yoshi Yamamoto getting the ball for the Dodgers in this one. He's been virtually unhittable, coming off back-to-back complete games. He's allowed just 2 earned runs in those 2 games. The thing is, as dominant as Yamamoto has been, it sort of overshadowed what Kevin Gausman did in Game 2 because he went toe-to-toe with Yamamoto up until that 7th inning when he gave up those 2 solo shots. Does Gausman basically have to be damn near perfect for the Jays to win this game?
Just about. It's a high bar for Gausman at this point, and those 2 home runs were really the only damage, and he looked so good up until that. He looked confident. His stuff was elite up to that point, but Yamamoto is just such a high bar. You need to be not just good, but the best to beat Yamamoto, and I think we're going to see Kevin Gausman's best today. The Blue Jays need to adjust to Yamamoto before he adjusts. John Schneider says that he was 3 different pitchers, innings 1 to 3, 4 to 6, and 7 to 9. He kept shifting his shape. They need to be ahead of that, but that's awfully hard to do.
Blue Jays have done a lot of remarkable things in this World Series. At the top of the list has to be the fact that they have shown Shohei Ohtani, as great as he is not invincible. Shohei Ohtani had that amazing Game 3, and then since that, the Blue Jays have been able to retire him 8 straight at-bats. It does sort of feel, though, like maybe he's a bit of a sleeping giant. 1 swing of the bat, and he could have another monster performance. Do you detect that there could be something lurking with Shohei?
Yeah, Ohtani is not going to go out of this series with an 0 for 4 and watch his team lose. It's just not going to happen. So they need Ohtani on the Dodgers side, and he's due. And Ohtani's a player where I think you can just say he is due. They also need Mookie Betts. This is another former MVP who has not done nearly enough. He said that he's felt terrible, and the performance has been that. But Ohtani, we know, is the guy who can break a game wide open. He does not have 3 clunkers in a row.
It is Game 6 of the World Series. The Toronto Blue Jays won their first World Series in Game 6, 1992. They won their second World Series in Game 6 in 1993. An opportunity for their 3rd World Series in franchise history on Halloween night, Game 6 in Toronto.